Well, welcome everybody, all those of you out there in YouTube land. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we got before us the Blue Ridge knives in collaboration with ESEE Zancudo, new to the market, late 2013. This is an awesome little EDC blade that we're going to use today. See how it performs, cut some cardboard, rope, whittle, just see how it does for an EDC knife. It's late to the market. I didn't even really know about this until August of 2013 that this knife was coming out. To kind of give you a little bit of background, Blue Ridge Knives is just a distributor of knives. So they buy from Tops Knives and K-Bar and Ontario and ESEE, and then they just mass sell them online. And they wanted to produce a knife so that they could obviously get their name out there a little bit more and obviously make some extra cash. So they went to ESEE and said, hey guys, we'd like you to make a budget folder. So ESEE came up with this design, very similar to the ESEE Laser Strike. You can see they're very, very similar in blade design and geometry, which is great. We're going to be testing this blade out here in a month or so. You'll be seeing a video on the ESEE Laser Strike. But so they basically took that design and made a folder out of it. Don't worry as well, for those of you who are wondering, is this the Izula folder that ESEE's been trying to produce for a long time? No, it is not. As far as I know, and from everything that I've read on blade forums and stuff, is that they are still in the process of trying to make the Izula folder. This is just a collaboration that they're doing to basically try and blow out of the water the Ontario Rat Model 2, and we'll talk about the comparison stuff here in just a moment. But that's really what I believe when Blue Ridge Knives came to ESEE. They're like, you know what, we're going to blow Rat Model 2 out of the water. And I believe if they've done that well, and you'll see that as we go through the video, I'll give you some basic specs, jump into this review. So what you got here is 2.94-inch blade from tip to the handle with a cutting edge of 2.75, full flat ground, made out of AUS 8 steel, Rockwell harness 57 to 58. So you're going to get basically the same steel and edge retention and quality that you have on the Rat series of knives, exact same from what I've found. You can get the spray-on coating that you can see here, or you can get the satin finish, thumb studs, it's a manual folder. You got a polymer Zytel type of handle scale on one side. I don't believe it's G10. I've looked it up on a couple different websites and it just says polymer plastic. I'm going to say it's probably like Zytel, but you got really good texturing on there and stuff. And then on the other, you have a steel frame with a frame lock, which is really nice. Pocket clip, tip up, tip down, flow through construction. Weighs in at 3.1 ounces. Overall length is 7 inches and the handle length is 4 inches. So those are the basic specs for you guys. Let's go ahead, start using this thing, see how it performs. We'll talk a little bit more about this blade. All right, so here's the Zancudo. We got some 3/8 nylon cord, heavy duty, very similar to paracord, nice, tough, durable. We'll see how this little blade goes through it. Boom, there you go. Real nice, real smooth. I cut some paracord when I was building a lanyard for that actual laser strike that we saw earlier. Very easy to do. You're going to easily be able to go through your nylon rope, paracord, webbing, whatever man-made materials you may need to go through. When you're EDCing a little blade. The Zancudo, with this full flat grind, you got to love full flat grinds because they're just so awesome, great to use, and it'll easily be able to go through that type of stuff without any problem, and again, holding its edge well with that AUS 8. One of the great things with this Zancudo is its full flat grind. That AUS 8 is going to keep an edge really well. You're going to take an edge really well, and it just goes right through, this cardboard without any problems at all. Really easy to do it. Feels very comfortable while I do it as well in my hand. The only thing to note is the coating on the Zancudo is basically like a spray-on coating you'd know from Cold Steel and other places like that, and just really isn't holding up very well at all as I use the knife. And will just come and wear right off, the coating. So you can get this stonewash finish as well as this black spray-on. The stonewash, I believe, is like $1 cheaper. It gives you that Mandalorian armor look, but not bad for 30 bucks. You can see I'm getting some really good shavings. Again, full flat grind, really helpful with that. And you could definitely use this, around a campsite, in the woods, in the wilderness. I just wouldn't recommend it. There's just better blades on the market. But if this is, your size that you're looking for and weight and all that other stuff, you could definitely do some carving and whittling with the Zancudo, and it does just, again, feel so comfortable in your hand as you're locked into place. And I can just sit here all day long, really good control cuts, and be able to process my wood, make some carving, shaving, for a fire, or just whittling around a campsite or whatever. And it does have the length at 2.75 to be able to do some of that stuff if you needed to. I just wouldn't recommend it. I'd go with something a little bit bigger for a folder. But if this is what you're looking for, this is what you need, or this is all you got, not a bad outdoors carver, whittler, cutter. EDC all around, I would say, regardless if you're outdoors or indoors or around town. All right, so let's look at the deployment and the lockup on the Zancudo. You have thumb studs. This is a manual folder, no open assist. And you can see there on the left-hand side, the thumb stud's kind of low. And this really is not a left-handed folder because the pocket clip also is only tip up, tip down on the right-handed side. There are no attachments for lefties for the pocket clip. And the thumb stud as well is just lower and just really non-existent on the left-handed side. But on the right-handed side, you can see there, really nice, pronounced above the handle scales and far enough away from the handle so it's very easy to grab. And then you just give it a good flick. No thumb, I don't even have to flick my wrist. And I can just use my thumb, boom, whip it open with authority every time, locks in real nice to that steel frame lock that you can see right there. Real nice, hits 50%, actually, excuse me, about 90% of that blade right there. It is right behind it, really locked into place, and then it's got those real nice bronze bushings you can see in there. So there is literally zero blade play, left, right, up, and down. An extremely solid lockup for such a little 3-ounce knife, at 2.75 for that cutting edge. That is an extremely strong lockup with that stainless steel on one side and then the polymer handle scale on the other. So it's very nice and dead-centered lockup. There's really no room for it to really even go anywhere else except for right where it's at about 90% lockup right there. Superb. Then you can move it out of the way. I basically have to use my fingernail to remove the lockup, as you can see there, and then I can close it. I can do it one-handed, which is great, and then boom, whip it open again, begin to use the knife. But I would have liked to see this just down a little bit further, and maybe give it a little bit of jimping right here, just so it would be easier to grab the liner lock. I basically have to use my fingernail to close it. That's kind of the only beef that I have with the liner lock, but also the centering on the blade is perfect, right down the middle, which is also great on this Zancudo. All right, so here's the Zancudo pocket clip design. Really good, nice ride, perfect lanyard hold, deployment there. So if you did want a lanyard, you could easily, hook it and grab it. Not too deep, not too low, not too high either on its ride. And with those handle scales, it's very easy to grab, flick open, use how you would need to, one-handed close it back up, and that stainless steel handle with the stainless steel pocket clip is not going to thrash your jeans and wear out your jeans, which is really nice, but still has the retention that you need so it doesn't just fall out of your pocket, when you sit down. So it's got good retention, easy to grab, easy to grip, and is not going to destroy your jeans, Carhartts, or Dockers, or dress pants of any kind. So that's a really nice pocket clip and steel frame on the Zancudo for its ride in your pocket. So the design on this Zancudo is that spear point design, like the laser strike that we already talked about. And I just really like its overall design. You got a kind of pathetic attempt at jimping right along here. It's like 3 little jimped notches, barely does anything. It's really non-existent, but for an EDC blade, you really don't need to worry about it. I just would if they were going to make the effort, just do it a little bit longer and a little bit deeper to actually give us some traction. But I love its overall profile, just being nice and smooth, no thumb ramps or anything to worry about. And I wear large size gloves, and you can see I got plenty of room to spare back here. It's not wanting to come off, my pinky's not wanting to come off or something. With that nice palm swell right here, fills out your hand really well and gives you a really nice deep finger groove sleeve right here, so you're really locked into place and very comfortable. It's a very, very comfortable, sturdy blade in your hand when you do your cutting tasks, you know, through, regardless if it's cardboard, wood, you know, rope, food, whatever. And even if you had to do it in a reverse format like that, you're really locked into place. Kind of gives you this little seat for your thumb back here, and you're really locked in with the Zancudo. If you did have to use this in some sort of, you know, self-defense format, again, this is under 3 inches, so I don't think it's going to really be able to be a successful self-defense blade. But if you had to, not only with the frame lock, but then with its overall design, it does give you the traction you need to do a stab if you had to, and just a really good overall traction and fit and feel of the Zancudo. All right, guys, you've seen a little bit of the side-by-side of the Zancudo and the Rat Model 2, what we have here. I will be posting the same day that I post this review of the Zancudo a versus video, and I'll go through all the comparisons of the Rat Model 2 and the ESEE Zancudo because they are so similar in so many different ways. But I will tell you that I do just like the overall fit and feel of the ESEE a little bit more. They are very similar, same exact OS 8. The handle materials are very similar, but you're going to get a better lockup, stronger lockup with the frame lock on the Zancudo. But the Rat Model 2 is obviously ambidextrous. There's just back and forth some things. So in the comments below this video, you will see a link to the versus video, and I'll talk about all the similarities and differences of these two knives. But I just want to kind of show it to you there. Basically, I believe that you know, the ESEE Zancudo you know, is definitely given the Rat Model 2 a run for its money in this EDC department, and definitely has the quality on its side, if not the name, to compete with the Rat Model 2, to be sure. Okay, everybody, you've seen the Zancudo in action, and I got to tell you, for $30, this is an amazing EDC blade. I love using it. The quality is just there. You know, it's really mind-blowing what you get for 30 bucks with the Zancudo. The handle, the frame lock, the OS 8, you know, just everything about it feels good in your hand. I loved EDCing it, you know, basically is what it comes down to. So if you're asking yourself, is it worth $30 to purchase the Blue Ridge knives, a Zancudo, I would say yes, absolutely. Pick one of these things up in either Stonewash or the black on black. This thing is going to last you a very long time and be a great quality EDC blade for your collection. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.